Salvete amnestis, I'm Amelia, also known as TheMartianGeek, and welcome back to another episode of Super Mario Bros. 2. In the last episode, we did another desert world, and I described World 6 as being like a harder version of World 2, but I suppose it would be more accurate to say that 6-1 is a harder version of 2-2, because the other two levels are quite different. Anyway, we're now on to World 7, the final world of the game, and our lives are maxed out, we're all prepared for taking on the final boss and all that, so let's go, starting with Luigi, 4-7-1, which is actually the first time, and the only time, Luigi's gotten to do the first level of World. So this one also basically has a unique theme, we're up in the sky. Yeah, in addition to being the first game with World 2 as the desert, I guess this was also the first game with World 7 as the sky, and we have more albatrosses. This time with bombs blowing up explodable ground. Okay, I think one of these is a potion. No, maybe it's not. Okay, that's the potion. And I believe we want to take it back here. Yep. So don't fall down the newly created pit. Why there's a mushroom block underneath the Shy Guy spawner, I don't know. But we can come in here and get our second potion. Which one of these is it? There we go. You know, weirdly enough, that potion actually didn't appear on the map. Like, I can only assume it was just a typo, or can it really be called a typo if it's entirely image-based? Also, that's probably the most useless stopwatch we're gonna see in a while. But it's kind of funny as we get to see a bomb suspended in midair. So we want to take one of these albatrosses going left and ride it. In fact, I think we basically could have done that from the start of the level. All that stuff over to the right was pretty much optional. But, you know, more hit points never hurt anyone. Of course, the tricky bit is landing back on the albatrosses after jumping over the pillars. Pick up the rocket to take us to the next area. Yeah, this seems to be kind of a sky temple-ish sort of thing. Now this room is honestly the hardest part of the level. Especially with Luigi. Probably would have been better with Toad. Just need you to land on the Sniffet. Thank you. So specifically because of this part right here, and that was bad. Can I despawn that Sniffet there? Okay, good, I can. So we kind of just want to hurry through here. Don't jump, we need to get past these clouds. And it is almost impossible to get through this area without having to damage tank at some point. Oh, no. Okay, let's see if we can do that a little better this time. There we go. Can't even slightly get that hard, and I'm not going back for it. Anyway, time for, I guess this is the last room of the level, and we have a bunch more Sparkies, in conjunction with screen wrap. They're going around the mushroom blocks, the ladders, they're just all over the place. Make sure you also want to be really careful with your timing when picking up the mushroom blocks. Lest you accidentally have the Sparky come, especially the one inside the mushroom blocks there. If you just have it immediately come out, and that was interesting. I suppose if you're creative enough, you could probably come up with an arrangement of those mushroom blocks that would make the Sparkies a lot less dangerous. Ow. But it doesn't matter, because we're at the end. Yeah, that level wasn't that long. Oh, we have another green birdo. Yeah, that was careless, but whatever. It's a quick victory anyway. We have 99 lives, I'm not gonna bother. Well, I'll see if I can get the thing. Okay, it's not star 77, maybe it's 7 star star. Oh, well, that won't do. And neither will that. 7, sniff it, sniff it. And that was too late. Oh well. So, for the final level of the game, we are going with Mario. I figured Mario started it, he should finish it, and, you know, he's the primary protagonist of the series and all. And yes, this is actually the final level. There are only 2 levels in World 7, there's no 7-3, ow. I don't know why there's no 7-3. Or if this were 7-3 and 7-2 were something else, I don't know what that level would be like. But it's time for the final castle. And this one's a doozy. Definitely the hardest level in the game, but hey, it is the final one, so it makes sense. Interesting, I don't know how that killed 2 things there. Very glad to have that heart back. Yeah, we have conveyor belts, which I think is the only time we see these in the game, but I forget. Now, we actually have 2 different pathways we can take here. We can go down that chain, or we can keep going. And I'm gonna be crazy and take both paths to show them off, and also because each path has one of the mushrooms, so you can't get both without actually going through both paths. At least part way. We have Sparkies. In addition to the standard wall following ones, or rather non-blank tile following ones, we also have some that go up and down, which I forget if we've actually seen before, but I think so. And more Sparkies. Come up here. Yeah, if you thought the Sparky spam was bad in 3-3, then oh boy. There are enough of them in this level that sometimes they actually don't all spawn. Like right here, there are supposed to be 4 Sparkies there, but only 2 of them spawn because Super Mario Bros. 2 only has room for 9 sprites at a time. Anyway, go in this door to get our first mushroom. We can kind of just fall down here. Watch out for the Panzer, watch out for the Tweeters. And come down here. I forget which one of these it is. Not that one. We actually could see this room from over here. But anyway, pick this up, yeah. They don't try to hide the mushrooms at all on this level. I mean, unless you're extremely unlucky, you're pretty much bound to have the door in a place where you can get the mushroom. Just climb back up the ladders and all. Don't fall off, lest you land on the Panzer or something. So yeah, now there are 4 of them. But if we come down here, then there's suddenly only 1 Sparky, even though there were clearly a lot more of them than that before. I actually have to wonder if some of the sprite slots in this game are reserved. Yeah, not even gonna try to do just regular jumps there. And yet more Sparkies. Like, this is probably the hardest part of the level right here. Very difficult to get through without taking a hit. So yeah, we're gonna want those mushrooms. Not sure what the best character would actually be here. Whoever can make the most accurate jumps, I suppose. Ow! Wasn't even watching the top of the level. And that was dumb. Why did I do that? So many Sparkies. Anyway, back up we go. At least we got sort of a checkpoint there in the form of the door leading to the mushroom. Okay, that didn't look like it should have hit me. Ow. Well, this is going great. Must remember that small Mario does not have a 16 by 16 hitbox. Oh, that was close. And one of the Sparkies despawned. And I got hit by the same one. Okay, so maybe I don't know what the best way to get past that part is. But we don't have to go through that again. We can just jump up there like that. There we go. Whoops. And they move in different directions and different speeds too, so... Ah! The knockback is kind of annoying too. Because if you have... Ow, 3 hit. Just get me out of here. Out of here. Okay. Checkpoint door. And suddenly boss music, even though there's no boss around. And yet more Sparkies. So, this is actually where the two paths meet up. We can see that locked door down there, and we'll need to go down there eventually, and more Sparkies above us. We also need to go down there, that chain. But let's go back and check out the other path. And it's easiest to backtrack along this one rather than try to go through one of them backward. Right, they turn around there. Well, whatever. Ow, that was dumb. Yeah, I guess this section isn't nearly as difficult to do backward as it is to do forward because you don't have to jump. You can kind of just fall with style. Or maybe not that much style. I seem to recall there only being one Sparky here before too, but I'm not sure. Me, remember something that happened 3 minutes ago or so? Okay, so we want to... You know what we want to do is probably grab an enemy to... Ow, never mind. Ow. Yeah, that was careless. Well, I still don't exactly expect to die here. We have plenty of lives, so we can make careless mistakes. Doesn't mean we should, but... Okay, there we go. Come down here, and a bunch of mushroom blocks, and even more Sparkies, but these are easier to deal with, especially because we actually have things to throw at them. We can also get some cherries here. As with the last room of 7-1, you really just want to be careful with your timing here, so that you don't take a mushroom block out from under a Sparky right as it's coming after you, or right as it's coming toward you. Another cherry, and... Yeah, I guess Super Mario Brothers 2 doesn't have a huge diversity in enemy types either. But we can become invincible and run into yet more Sparkies. Come in this door, and we'll get our other mushroom. Hit the wrong one again, but whatever, it doesn't matter since we can't do the slot machine because it's the last level. Full complement of hit points. I think this path is slightly easier than the other one because you don't have to deal with that one room full of Sparky spam. You still have to deal with Sparky spam, just not in quite as difficult arrangements. Like this. And then I can just jump into them anyway. Yeah, okay, so you do have to deal with this room. But still. I don't know, you might find the other path easier. It's really just kind of up to personal preference. That's a lot of cherries, and I have a feeling we're not going to be able to get 2 more of them. Come through here, and this room looks familiar, but no, it's not exactly the same as the other one. Just very similar because they were unimaginative. And then we come to this room, where instead of Sparky spam, we have some Sparkies, but it's mainly conveyor belt spam. How are you even following that? There is an 8-pixel tall gap. I mean, I guess it makes more sense than them going around things like cherries and vegetables. Interestingly, I think that those 2 down there, it seems like they can desync sometimes. And one of them can suddenly start going the other direction, which I'm not really sure how that happens. But it's Birdo, a non-boss version. We actually don't have to fight this Birdo. We can just go past her, but she's blocking the path, so the only real way to do that is damage tanking. Also, this Birdo fight is more difficult than it looks because we're on a conveyor belt. So it's easy to accidentally run into the eggs and stuff, but it went fine that time. Moving on. And here's where we were before. More Sparkies. There's our locked door. And in this door, I actually forget what's in this door. Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah, so that chain and that door actually go to the same place. It's another Birdo, also on a conveyor belt. But there's a Phanto in here. So you can probably guess what that means. Three fireballs. Come on, give me some eggs. And it drops a key. I'm not actually sure what sets what item the Birdos in this game drop. I seem to recall that in the NES version they actually showed what they were holding, because they were literally holding it. But whatever. Go into the locked door and we're almost done here. We still have boss music and mushroom blocks out of nowhere. Well, there's our crystal ball and there's our hawk mouth. But what's this? It's coming after us! Ow, and it immediately killed us, yeah. So yeah, remember how I said there were boss versions of sprites too? We have a boss hawk mouth. As implausible as that seems. The level exit is coming after us. Or room exit, rather. Once you hit it 3 times, you can actually go in it. And that looks silly. So, it's time for the final boss. And we actually get unique music for it. And unique graphics, I suppose. This is Wart. He spits bubbles at us. And then there's this machine in the room that spits out vegetables, and we need to use those to hit him. But you can only hit him when his mouth is open, and you can't hit him when the bubbles are in the way. I would prioritize dodging over hitting him. He only has 1 attack. I mean, this was an NES game. Might actually be easier to hit him from down here. You know, is this the only world where you have this particular tile map for these... Ow. Okay, you spat him rather close that time. For these vegetables. This is like the little anime girl version of the rutabaga. I thought I remembered, seeing somewhere that this machine right here was actually sapient and didn't like Wart, so it spat vegetables. Darn it. And apparently vegetables are this guy's only weakness. He really hates vegetables, so make him eat vegetables, and there you go. What is this thing, an onion? Haha. I suppose you could probably stun lock him if you're careful enough with the timing. Ow. He also takes quite a lot of hits. 7 if I remember correctly, which is more than any other boss in the game. Okay, so if we stand here, maybe we'll be the safest. That was not even slightly close. I imagine if you figure out what the exact timing for his attacks are, you could probably be pretty accurate. And I keep hitting the bubbles. Ready, aim, fire. Another onion. Hit the bubbles. Yes, of course. Eat your anime rutabaga. Yeah, it's not a particularly interesting or exciting boss battle or anything like that. Like I said, it was originally an NES game. Ow. Then again, they did have things like some of the Mega Man Wily stage bosses and stuff. So, I don't think that's an excuse, but we got him. Just in time, too. And he turns gray, and yeah, he is really allergic to vegetables. Enter the door, and take the cork out of the pot, and fairies! They are the magical subcon fairies of dreams and destiny. Contributor: Luigi, Mario, Princess, Toad. Yeah, we did exactly the same number of levels with every character, so I guess we get multiple people's names up there. Normally it'll show you whoever you did the most levels with, like, you know, if I do 13 levels with the same character, then they'll show up there. But yeah, I'd never actually found out what would happen if if there was a tie, or if you did the same number with everyone. Yeah, 5 levels with every character, and it turns out it was all just a dream. Or was it? Considering it does take place in Subcon, which is the land of dreams, or something or other. Well, it must have been a dream, because Princess Peach wasn't kidnapped, right? Yeah, you go to sleep there, Mario. Excuse me, cast. Mario. Luigi. He looks like he's wearing a hoodie in that picture, kind of. Princess. Toad. Shy Guy. Sniffit. Ninja. Bezo. Porcupo. Tweeter. Bob-omb. They don't look like that in the final game. Hoopster, which is misspelled as Hoopstar. Trouter. Pidgeot, which I'm surprised hasn't been in more games. Panzer. Flurry. Albatos. Phanto. Spark. Just Spark, I guess. Subcon, yeah, I thought... Anyway, Pokey, Birdo, and Ostro, which are mislabeled, and Ostro is Birdo and Birdo is Ostro. Autobomb, Cobrat, Mouser, and Fryguy. Clogrip, which is misspelled as Cloglip. And Triclide, which apparently is supposed to be TRY, even though TRI would make more sense. And Wart. And why is there priority enabled on Mario's mattress so that it goes above the sprite silhouettes? Anyway, The end. So, Super Mario Bros. 2. It's a good game. I don't think it's my... Well, I don't know where I'd rank it as far as my favorite Mario games go. Yeah. And I guess it doesn't really have any really good levels, but it also doesn't have any really bad ones. Like, the worst levels I can think of really aren't that bad. Like, 3-3 is kind of tough, 5-3 is kind of tough, but they're not, like, outright annoying or anything. And hey, it did have an interesting new take on the Mario formula. Instead of jumping on enemies, pick them up and throw them and all that. Have an HP system instead of power-ups. Have things like the potion rooms. It definitely needed more variety in environments, I would say. And especially music. There should have been a unique track for, like, the desert levels, the ice levels, probably the sky levels, and, you know, maybe differentiate between cave and castle. Maybe have different boss themes for the end-of-world bosses. Yeah, the music is really lame. Like, the tracks that are there aren't bad, though of course the cave one is kind of simplistic and short. The bosses are mostly kind of a joke. I mean, Wart is kind of challenging, I guess, but not that much. I feel like Toad really does not have enough going for him over the other characters. Like, I guess if you're trying to get more coins for the slot machine, he can be handy, but being able to pick things up faster, but not having as good of a jump, isn't nearly as useful as being able to hover or jump higher or anything like that. So, yeah, I don't know. I wish they'd make, like, I don't want to say a direct sequel to this because Super Mario Bros. 3 already was, but like a game in the same vein, like Return to Subcon or something like that. And, you know, they really haven't... There are plenty of enemies from this game, or at least some of them, I suppose, relatively speaking, that seems like they should have been in other Mario games and never actually showed up in them. Like, sure, we got Birdo, Shy Guys, Bob-ombs, Pokies, things like that. But we haven't seen, for instance, Panzers, or... I guess Bezos are in Super Mario RPG. And Ninja's in Super Mario World. Haven't seen Albatosses in anything else either. Anyway, I'm probably just rambling at this point, so let's push start and save and quit. And then we get back to the Super Mario All-Stars title screen. So, we're more or less done with the game. I actually do have some extras to show off, so we'll get to those next time. For now, File A, 7W, we have officially beaten Super Mario Bros. 2. So, I will see you next time with the extras.